Feliz Navidad! My name is Yami and I am your Latina next door. Welcome to 12 Days of Christmas, where I share one Christmas DIY every day for 12 days. So make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of them. Today is day 4. Before we start today's DIY, I wanted to let you all know that I will be creating a playlist for these 12 days of Christmas DIYs. That way, if you miss any of these, you can refer back to them and pick the ones you missed, or just watch them straight through 1 to 12. That link will be in my description box below. All right, here we go. So for this first DIY, we're going to be using these little birdhouses found in the craft section of Dollar Tree. And right now they have a ton of them because they're preparing for springtime. So definitely if you like this DIY, I would suggest to get some now. Now the first thing I did was remove the stickers off of the little birdhouses, and then I gave it a light sanding to get any rough edges or any splinters that were coming off of the wood. Then they were ready for painting, and what I decided to do was do 3 different styles so that you guys can get different ideas on how you can decorate these little birdhouses. And the first thing I did was start with my white chalk paint. I did take my time with these, and for this first one I decided to just do the body of the birdhouse and not the roof or the base, as well as the little dowels that stick out for the little birds. Then for the second one I decided that I was going to paint the roof and the floor in white. Once that paint was dry, I decided to go ahead and use my Rust-Oleum Chalked Age glaze that I've been using a lot for my DIYs and all of my picture frames lately. And so I decided to do the little house portion in a stain. And then I used the same stain on the other little birdhouse where I had painted the body of the house in white. Now for the third house, I did decide to do the body of it in white, but then I decided to do the roof and the floor in a black chalk paint, just to give it a little bit of a different look. Alright, so now that the little birdhouses were painted, it was time to add some little finishing touches. And for this one, I decided to actually add just simple school glue to the very top of it and add white fine glitter to make it look like it had a snowy rooftop, but also it had that extra little shimmer. I thought it turned out so sweet with it. Then after the glitter would completely dry, I would spray the top of it with Mod Podge Ultra in order to keep it from shedding and spreading everywhere. Now, did you think I was going to do one of these birdhouses without adding a ticking stripe somewhere? Well, I thought the perfect place would be on the rooftop, so I took some more of my washi tape and I just eyeballed it. Pretty simple. Added one thick line on the center so that I can go ahead and paint it with some red paint. And for this I use some Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson. With a small brush I applied 2 coats. And then when that was dry, I applied some more washi tape so that I can go ahead and tape out the 2 outer lines. I did 2 coats for those stripes as well, and then I removed the tape. Alright, so back to the one with the snowy roof. Do you remember when I was doing my little snow globes and I actually pulled off a bow from this little sleigh that I used? Well, I still had that bow, so I decided to go ahead and glue it onto this little birdhouse. And I thought it would be the perfect finishing touch for this. I had this berry bush that I have just been picking berries off for different projects for a while now, as you can see, and I decided to add it to the little birdhouse that had the black roof. I thought it would look really cute to add a little berry wreath around the little birdhouse hole. So I added a little bit of hot glue to each one of the berries, and with tweezers added it to the birdhouse. Then finally I had these little itty bitty pieces of like a glittered boxwood, and I just cut off each individual leaf, and then again with my tweezers I added it to the wreath with a little bit of hot glue. Then finally for the one that had the ticking stripe at the top, I just took a little bit more of those little boxwood leaves, and all I did was add a couple of them on the corner with some mini berries, and I think it turned out darling as well. And then in order to hang the little houses, I used the same little hooks that I had found from a picture hanging kit, and those were those same ones that I had used from my glass ornaments that I shared on day 2, and all I did was screw it to the top of each of the roofs, and it just took a little bit of trial and error, but I finally got it right and I was able to get them in. I used the same ribbon that I used for the glass ornaments as well. I fed them through the little hook, tied them, and then I sealed off the edges so that they wouldn't fray with a lighter. And that was it for these DIY birdhouse ornaments. Y'all, I am really loving how these turned out. These are so adorable, and you can do these with your kids or you can do them on your own, but either way, they just turn out to be so darling. And here are the previous ones that I created. Don't forget there's a playlist with the link so you can check out any of them that you might have missed. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit like. I'll be back tomorrow with another DIY, and as always, you can customize any of these DIYs to suit your color scheme. If you're looking for even more Christmas DIY and home decor inspiration right now, I'll go ahead and put my Christmas playlist up on the screen, and that way you guys can check it out. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, adios.